At the London 2012 Olympic Games, New Zealanders Hamish Bond and Eric Murray, the one with the facial hair, were paddling to the start of their opening heat of the men's pair event. Like most rowers, Bond and Murray kept their eye on the weather. They noticed there was a breeze running directly down the 2-kilometre course at the Eton Dorney rowing lake. Perfect rowing conditions. As the world #1 crew, they were confident of qualifying from their heat, but their minds were turning to a different possibility altogether. In rowing, they do not call them world records, but world best times. Conditions for rowing can vary so much. It's hard to establish an even playing field across all competitions. But no matter what the weather, it does not stop top rowers wanting to set records. The world best time for the men's pair had been set by the Great Britain duo of Matthew Pinsent and James Cracknell and had stood for 10 years. To put that time into perspective, it's more than 23 seconds quicker than the 2008 Olympic final won by Australia. And so that morning, looking up at the skies, the two Kiwis held a conference on the water. Bond and Murray made a good start. But before we see what happened, we have to explain a little bit more about these two remarkable athletes. Bond and Murray were in the New Zealand 4 that failed to make the men's final at Beijing 2008. Disappointed, they decided to give it a go as a pair. The results were extraordinary. In their first competitive race together, they came up against the top British pair and beat them by 3 seconds. A few weeks later, they beat them again, and then again. In fact, they remained unbeaten the entire season, becoming world champions in 2011. They won the world championships the next season too, and the season after that. In fact, they succeeded in going through an entire Olympiad, the 4 years between the Olympic Games, winning every single race. To keep themselves challenged, the two athletes would compete against one another on a rowing machine, achieving jaw-dropping feats of physical endurance. Bond set a new 1-hour record of 18.44 theoretical kilometers. And their mustachioed Murray beat it. That's the equivalent of rowing 9 Olympic 2,000-meter courses in 60 minutes, generating enough electricity each in 1 hour to charge your smartphone for 14 years.
14 years? That can't be right. I'm going to look it up. Oh.
What?
Battery's dead.
Even after all that hard work, they still needed to mop up afterwards. So yes, Bond and Murray were confident they'd get through that heat in London. They tore off down the water at a rate never seen before on a rowing lake. There was only one boat in it.
They were fast.
The Kiwi pair set a new world best time, beating the record set by Cracknell and Pinsent by nearly 6 seconds. Cracknell took the loss of that record with good grace. That must have felt good, but the Kiwi pair were not in London only to set records. They were there to win Olympic gold. And 6 days later, Bond and Murray were racing in the final, although you will struggle to see them in this picture. No warm front this time, and no world best time, but yet another victorious performance, and a first gold medal for the New Zealanders, the Invincibles.